Welcome. In this video we will look at how to connect and program an LED to a Tiny 13. So let's start with the Tiny 13, which is this box right here. And the Tiny 13 has PB0 through PB5, 6 pins for port B. PB0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 0, 1, and that's a 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let us connect the LED through a resistor onto PB number 2. So there's a resistor, there's the LED, and the LED will be connected to ground. The value of the resistor will be perhaps 330 ohms. It's a good number. And that's the hardware that you would use to connect an LED to a Tiny 13. But what about the software? What do we have to do in the software to program this LED? Well, let's type in some code and we will start. It's a two-step process. We have to first tell the 13 that this pin is going to be output, and then we have to turn that pin on. Again, that's in 2 steps. So you will do this. LDI, load immediate, R16 with a number. Then you'll do a out to the DDRB, the R16 value. The second step is to turn on the LED, which will be very similar. You're going to load R16 with a number. Let's get rid of that comma though. That's not good. There we go. And put the comma here. Then hit enter. Then you're going to say out to the port B, comma R16. Well, that's the second step, but neither step is complete. Let's go back up to the first step here, and we have to put a number into that R16. That number will correspond to the pin number that we're using. We're using pin number 2, which is really the third one. So imagine this. You got space, 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 3 spaces. Space, space. Let's try this again here. Space, space. And in those spaces will go the number a 1, 0, and a 0. The 1 pertains to making this the 1 and 0 okay, I think we're back again. Here we go. Okay, so this first 0 pertains to PB0. This next 0 pertains to PB1. This one here pertains to PB number 2. We want PB number 2 to be an output pin, and that's why we put a 1 there. If you want the pin to be an input, you'd put a 0 there. So the PB1 and the PB0 are both input, as you can see by the double 0. But this is a base 2 number, so we must put a 0B in front of it. Okay, now having done that, the DDRB is now set correctly. The DDRB stands for the Data Direction Register for port B. Once you set the direction of port B, you can now use port B. We need to turn it on. So to turn on that bit, let's put a number in base 2 into R16, and that number will be on, don't care, don't care. And that 1 that you see here is in position 3, but it's bit number 2. And that's the position where the resistor and LED are. This 1 will turn on the LED. Now suppose you want to turn off the LED, which you can do, certainly. And what you'll do is you have to load R16 with a value. Let's do this in base 2. And you want to put a 0 for the LED. And then we need 2 more zeros to be the placeholders so that our 0, this one right here, is in position number 3. And then finally you have to send this out to port B. So that will do it. As you can see here, on the left we have the hardware, and then on the right we have the code to, first of all, set up the direction as output. This is those 2 lines of code make the port output on PB number 2 by virtue of the position of the one that is right here. Then, in section 2, we turn on the LED, and then we turn off the LED. This will happen so quickly, your eyes will never notice it, because these lines of code execute on the order of microseconds.